It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. We have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me nah know none must slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wind up in a some liquor tight dress. We hustle from morning till night catch them finno. Guyanese get a youth not like rest. House and car them finno we like press. Check the bank line them. We not like check. We got gold and diamond, them thing priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean I talk about the sugar, nor the rice yet. So a Marshall, I drop the Guyanese bomb. For feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese and Guyana. That's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughters. Is we have the land, what many ask for, we never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we sure them pretty. The man full of faith, we nah know none must slippy. Guyana, we say big up on no city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. I the nuclear family, hey master, one up fully. A one-time records, a 592, we think there. Hello, Wagwan.
Hey yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana. Yeah. Hello, Wagwan. Yeah. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughters. We have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me nah know none must slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wind up in a some liquor tight dress. We hustle from morning till night catch them finno. Guyanese get a youth not like rest. House and car them finno we like press. Check the bank line them. We not like check. We got gold and diamond, them thing priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean I talk about the sugar, nor the rice yet. So a Marshall, I drop the Guyanese bomb. For feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese and Guyana. That's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. I came from a land, it have many water, Many great sons and many daughters. Is we have the land. What many ask for, we never see Katrina or nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we sure them pretty. The man full of faith, we not know none was slippy. Guyana, we say big up on the city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop fast. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America. Some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. And the nuclear family, hey master, one up fully. A one-time records. A 592, we think that. Hello, Wagwan.
Hey, yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana. Yeah. Hello, Wagwan. Yeah. I came from a land. It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. And we have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me nah know none was slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free. Land of the many waters, resources and trees. Land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese. Land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians. And Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop fast. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America. Some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city. Are the hypest, we see them gyal wind up in a some liquor digest. We are hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese, get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them. We not like check. We got gold and diamond, them think priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean I talk about the sugar, nah the rice yet. So a marshal, I drop the Guyanese bomb. For feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese land. Guyana, that's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop fast. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America. Some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. I came from a land. It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. Is we have the land. What many ask for, we never see Katrina or nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we sure them pretty. The man full of faith, we not know none was slippy. Guyana, we say big up on the city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop fast. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America. Some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. And the nuclear family, hey master, one up fully. A one-time records. A 592, we think that. Hello, Wagwan.
Hey, yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana. Yeah. Hello, Wagwan. Yeah. I came from a land. It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. And we have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me nah know none was slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free. Land of the many waters, resources and trees. Land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese. Land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians. And Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop fast. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America. Some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity are the nicest. Match time.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying. But I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Take a look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see it clearer, or are you deceived in what you believe? 'Cause I'm only human after all, and you're only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Some people got the real problems. Some people out of love. Some people think I can solve them. Lord heavens above, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. Don't ask my opinion, don't ask me to lie, and beg for forgiveness for making you cry. For making you cry. 'Cause I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. Oh, some people got the real problem. Some people out of love. Some people think I can solve them. Lord heavens above, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. I'm only human. I made mistakes. I'm only human. It's all it takes to put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. 'Cause I'm no prophet or Messiah. You should go looking somewhere high.
Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the blue. Turn your dial, tell you why we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel.
News, and what's hot today will keep you wide in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire. Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wide in every way. We'll keep you wired every way, in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, or toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Running to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects. It's where people meet. We're wired to your world, we got the news. On Livewire, there's nothing to lose. Livewire, turn and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing light to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. Today is the 17th of October 2025 and thank you for joining us for yet another episode. Morning to the persons joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Morning to the persons joining us across the diaspora. Morning, special good morning to the persons joining us in the comment section. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for your continued support. Remember, please subscribe to the Livewire TV channel on YouTube and press the notifications bell so that you can be updated every time we go live or we upload a video, or if you're following us on Facebook, please make sure that you follow Livewire News, Livewire TV, and of course, my Facebook profiles, both in the name of Courdel Jones. And you could keep up to date with what's happening in and around Guyana, more so the political sphere of our country. Nevertheless, as you guys know, the General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Civic, Dr. Barchagdio, would have had his press conference yesterday. So today, we will take some time and run through that in a little more detail and look at some of the interesting things that played out yesterday. For me, I will say, one of the interesting moments was King Canary and Prince Canary. Where'd it come from? You understand? I was there cracking up, but you maybe can't laugh too loud. So I mean, look, the guy got jokes. I'll say that much to you, right? Nevertheless, what else is happening? I ain't take no calls in a while. Let me put the number on the screen. I can take some calls this morning. So if you want to share your views on any issue that's bothering you, or you may have a or you may want to share your views on the topic we're discussing this morning, just give me a call, and very soon, very shortly, you'll get through to Livewire, and you'll be able to share your thoughts with us live here on the program. As I said to you guys before, a few days ago, we'll be going on a break pretty soon. There's so many things going on. It's becoming overwhelming. But we'll be back and we'll continue with the commentary and the analysis of some of the things happening in our Guyanese society. All right? Anyway, let's get into it this morning. Again, if you'd like to share your views on the program, the number's at the bottom of the screen. Give me a call. Let's talk. And, information for nation building. Now, in relation to the press conference yesterday, now the General Secretary touched on many topics as he would normally do at his press conference. But first and foremost, he was very interested in discussing the election's victory and the mandate that victory would have placed on the People's Progressive Party Civic. Now, it is known the PPPC won the 2025 elections, and that win was massive. Matter of fact, hold up, rewind. That victory was massive. We ain't using the word win wild, right? Right now, we invest in nothingness. We're not doing that. So we know that the PPP had a massive victory at the 2025 elections. Again, massive, not narrow. You understand? And they would have won by almost 50,000 votes, more than the combined opposition. In that, they would have secured 7 additional seats in Parliament. Now, this victory gives the government a clear mandate to execute its development agenda without seeking approval from the opposition-aligned media or civil society. Now, the PPP made significant inroads in Afro-Guyanese communities and retained strong support from Indo-Guyanese and the Amerindian populations. The government's focus is on performance-based legitimacy. Delivery drives support, not ethnicity, right? And we've seen that since the Irfan Ali administration came into play. It's no different than what you see now. They were on the ground as soon as President Ali was sworn in. As you know, we had that long period of waiting for the people's will to be adhered to. And as soon as President Ali was sworn in and for his first term, there were numerous ministerial outreaches, presidential outreaches. When I say ministerial outreach, I should say cabinet outreach. There were numerous cabinet outreach. There were numerous presidential outreaches. There were numerous ministerial outreaches in terms of ministries going to these regions without other ministries to work on issues people may be having. You understand? So it was always a tactic, I would say, of the Ali administration to be on the ground, to feel the pulse of the people, to understand what the issues are and address them quickly to bring relief to persons. You understand? Now, understand this. Dr. Jagdio took some time to talk about governance and leadership, right? President Ali's leadership has been described as high energy governance, hands-on, people-centered, and results-driven. Critics may be calling it micromanagement, as Dr. Jagdio said, but that is a misunderstanding of what President Ali is doing. It reflects a caring, responsive leadership style. If you mandate somebody to do something and don't even check on them or follow up on them, give them support or even constructive criticism when they're not executing the task, what kind of leader are you? I often talk about the 5:30 meeting. What kind of leader would see issues and not address it frontally? Would they have preferred the president have a private meeting and then you hear about it through some back channel and then it's a big thing on social media? Oh, the president called people in for a secret meeting. He keeps the meeting public, reprimands contractors and even government officials who have been falling short. He's criticized. If he doesn't say anything, he's criticized. We want him to do. Right? So the government is focused on solutions, while opposition figures merely highlight problems without offering any sort of solution. And we have known that that's their modus operandi over the years. Complain. And when it's time to fix the issue you're complaining about, crickets. Nothing to say. You understand? Sherrod Duncan go by the People Bridge to blight it. The Barjagju Bridge did to blight it, talking about overpass and this and that. Couldn't build a bridge on their own. Couldn't resurface the Linden Suicide Highway. Couldn't give us anything, whether smooth or bumpy, comparable to the Heroes Highway. And they complain and hissy fit and go on about everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. And I always maintain to people, when people like Sherrod and all those who keep complaining had an opportunity to do something significant for Guyanese, not even Guyanese. The hell with the Guyanese. Their own supporters. Right? Because all of us are Guyanese. So you're making it a little too broad. Your own supporters, your own people who are loyal to you. You understand? You couldn't do anything for, build any bridges to them, nothing. So, by contrast, the previous PNC-led governments were disengaged and failed to respond to the citizens' issues. And when you look at the Irfan Ali administration, you see engagement, you see who's on the ground and understands or is listening to the issues of the people and guiding his cabinet in terms of addressing those issues and resolving any problems persons may be having, making it easier for entrepreneurs in the private sector, advancing education, making sure that healthcare is accessible no matter where Guyanese live. Look at the two. Who works for you? Right? So Dr. Javdi went on to discuss the economic and social agenda. Now, the PPPC's 5-year agenda remains fixed, not subject to renegotiation by editors and special interest groups, GHRA, Red Trend, and these persons who seem to come out of the woodworks when it's most convenient to them. I've yet to see a release from GHRE condemning Mohammed for the pilferage of Guyana's resources, for robbing the Guyanese people. Policy Forum, not a word. Rare Trade, not a word. Not a word. Now, what are the core focus areas of the PPPC administration? Improved education and healthcare, more assistance for pensioners, children, persons with disabilities and single parents, expansion of housing and home ownership, creation of better paying jobs, development in all 10 regions, not just Region 4, building cleaner and safer communities. The government will be continuing major housing drives and land distribution policies for, I should say, investing in these things, continuing to invest in these things in a major way in the 2026 budget. Now, he went on to talk about procurement reform and transparency. The first major reform priority, it would be, as Dr. Jardio said, procurement overhaul. Now, some of the key initiatives will be the creation of a central online procurement portal for all government tenders to replace print newspaper ads, wider access for small contractors. And we here know the impact small contractors have on their communities. We understand here on Livewire what it means. But persons in the opposition, you're not going to get that understanding from them. They don't realize that in life, you can't determine what people do or how they operate. But if you place them in certain situations, they will be pushed to operate in a certain manner. So outside of giving or creating opportunity for small contractors, take for instance me, if I am in a community and I win a contract to build a concrete road in my community, the first thing, Jesus Christ, Lord of mercy. The first thing would be to, I lost my train of thought. So I am a contractor in a community. I want a concrete road to build. The first thing, I would want my community to have the best out of the rest, right? Outside of that, me as a contractor, I am known to the community. So if I fall short, if they got delays, if the shoddy work is done, the community can hold me accountable or say, well, look, ministry, this man of Courdel did do this road, he didn't do it good, yeah, start you. Do you understand? But usually, because they're from the community, they want to do a good job in their community because the community you hold them accountable. You understand? Outside of that, they hire from the community. If the community has a hardware store or whatever it is, they buy from the community. When they got these construction sites around the place, somebody's open up a little food business outside. So the people who getting paid from the contract spending money in the area, and it has so many other spin-offs. But the sad part about it is that persons on the opposition side of things tend to not want to acknowledge these indicators that show making these contracts available to the smaller contractors has a greater impact at the community level, right? Now, there'll also be transparency and improved quality control in project implementation. So more persons looking over these projects to ensure that contractors stick to the bills of quantity and the rules and regulations set out in the contract in relation to how the contract is completed and how they move forward, right? Now, what are the expected results from these initiatives? Fairer competition, better project outcomes, and reduced opportunity for corruption. And again, we hear a central focus on reducing corruption. In my view, the PPP has never said that there is no corruption whatsoever, but they continue to put systems in place to mitigate or to lessen the amount of corruption happening at the government level. And again, I often say this. Some of these things happening in these ministries is not a minister sitting down, hey, give me 50,000 more, I'm going to speed up this process here. I'll give me 100,000 more. It's some of the staff and they're doing their own thing. And it's only until somebody complain or it busts out, you find out, well, oh, this happening at this ministry. But it's never a minister involved in that kind of nonsense. You understand? Especially under President Ali administration. I telling you, boy, look, fun guy, but when he gave X, Jesus Christ. Anyway, Jesus. Now, Dr. Jack, you went on to talk about the regulation of the gaming sector. Now, online gambling has become a major social problem, and in some cases, destroying families and eating up some income, right? Now, poor Guyanese can expect new regulations and taxes on gambling apps and outlets, right? Now, original casino licensing for gambling was meant for large hotels with 150 plus rooms, not 1,000, not the thousands of small village outlets that you see, a super bet here, a sure bet somewhere, and them kind of thing, right? That was never the intention. So the government is implementing plans to aggressively reform the gambling sector to curb the nationwide issue, and this is them responding to the public and religious society, their concerns, right? So there'll be more regulations for places like Superbet and those guys and their operations. And to be honest with you, at certain times of the day, when you pass some Superbets, the amount of people in there, right? I'm thinking how these people walk in. But I don't really judge because I say, probably they're doing a night shift or they're doing some kind of job work, so they've done the work, so they're betting. But I understand what the General Secretary was talking about in terms of destroying families and that kind of thing. Because imagine you're at home, a woman at home waiting on your husband to come home with this week's earnings or the monthly earnings so that you could shop, get what you need for the house to get you through to the next paycheck. But quarter the paycheck come, or probably not even anything, because your husband or your partner stop at Superbet first and had a bad run. You know, them kind of things could really mash up families, like really, really, really. And you know how women could get sometimes when they don't have what they need to do what they have to do. So I'm glad that the government is taking some time to look at this from a standpoint of the wellness of the nation and to put certain systems in place that don't restrict persons from engaging in activity that they deem fit, gambling, but it's encouragement for them to not engage as much, you know. Anyway, the general secretary went on to talk about the ass and co. Can't be blowing by me. Can be. Yeah, he went to talk about ass ital, right? Now he made it clear the delay in convening parliament has nothing to do with As Mohammed or Team As Mohammed, right? There is nothing, there's no position as opposition leader elect. It doesn't exist constitutionally. There's nothing in the Constitution that speaks to that. So all that foolishness that Hannah and As posting, please, y'all don't encourage them. You don't encourage stupidity. It's like if you hear your friend saying something stupid in private with you and you won't tell them nothing. You just left them to go on the road and talk that foolishness in public. And I think that's the worst thing, right? So, Leslie Lowe, I know that you worked in government before at the highest levels. Please educate these people. Leslie, please educate these. There's nothing like opposition leader elect. Nothing of the sort. That's social media fiction, right? No, listen, I'm saying this to you, I'm saying this to Odessa as well. Parliament will be convened within the constitutional time frame. And that is regardless of whatever noise you guys are making. As I keep telling y'all, As thinks a seat in parliament is a get out of jail free card. It is not. You can't launder your record through the speaker's chair. So As Ital went from luxury car shows to wanted posters. That's real diversification. And Dr. Jagdu made it clear that the US sanctions and indictments cannot be escaped through political stunts and self-appointed titles. As he went on to talk about media accountability. Now, he made it clear that the government will expose paid political operatives masquerading as journalists, but will not suppress free speech. And basically, people here in Guyana are allowed to say what they want. Suing is something that has recently taken prevalence in society, where people are suing you for wrong talking. But before, you say what you want, right? In this, excuse me, in this country, we've not had a case of a journalist being killed for reporting on a matter or anything like that. When they get disrespectful to the government officials that they interview, this get checked. This get checked. And they take offense to that. So I was rolling the other day. I swear, the vice president is funny as hell. So not this press conference, the one before was at the Artichon Conference Center in the capacity as vice president. And you guys note that the vice president press conference and the general secretary press conference, they're two different things. Anyway, he was doing one in the actual conference center, and then Shibral gets up to ask him something, and he's like, but you said we spent $5 billion or something. Where you get that number from? Where you get that number from? No, I understand sources and those kinds of things, but Dennis, I'm not here to answer questions. And that's his escape. That is his escape. You understand? You put out a number. Fine, you want to reveal your source. Right? But you put out information that you corroborate with nobody from the PPP. And persons would run with that as gospel. That's the truth. PPP spent $5 billion on elections. Where that information come, what credible source it come from? If you can't quote the source, how could we deem the information as credible? Right? So that's when the man said, Dennis pulled this number from out some dark place in his body. Look, I was cracking up. Must Dennis pull this number out some dark place of some dark part of his body? I don't know where he got those numbers from. Then crack me up too when he said, "Oh, Mr. Vice President, there has been information on social media stating that the cash grant will be no longer be per person and be per household." Mango, who said that? Who told you that? It's on social media. So people don't decide policy. That's the nonsense. So that's what he's talking about with media accountability. When I said Melly Mel was locked up, I was sure of it. I wasn't guessing, it wasn't guesswork. I was sure she was arrested. But we have places. I'm not going to mention that issue because Dennis reprimanded me for something about, anyway, left that alone. Anyway, Dr. Jaggi went on to state that no reporter will ever be jailed or banned from press conferences, and Guyana maintains media freedom, right? And I would dare say, under the PPP, under the APNU, the PNC, they determine if you're media or not. Under us, imagine he hasn't been a politician 5% of the time that I've worked in the media, and he questions my credibility as a journalist. You understand that ignorance from Creative Face? You start a political party 3 months before the election. You weren't even in politics a year. And Creative Face got the testicular fortitude to question my credibility as a journalist who work in print, TV, radio, so social media. Ass? You see why I call you ass? Now, he noted, the General Secretary that is, that lies and misinformation, especially from Kaitra News and Starbrick News, will be challenged directly and factually. And I think that's important. You can't allow certain entities to run with narratives without saying, hey, that's not so. Right? Let me take you back to the other day when Critic was on Norman Brown's show. We all know Terence Campbell got her VAT write-off. It's public knowledge. Let me put the document up here for you. This mouse battery low again. So there's going to be a set of antics to move. I'm not dealing with this now. Another day, I can post it. I have the document from GRA that says Terence Campbell got a couple 100 million or over 100 million in taxes written off. Norman Brown sat on his program and called that a outright lie and propaganda. And that is factual things. I wonder how it would be to just have a program like this based on just lies and fiction. That's probably when I can get them thousands of views they just get by making up all sorts of tomfoolery to tell people. But I am constrained by having to come here and tell you guys the truth. Or as Royston Drake said, the truth. I gotta come and tell you all the truth. What is a comic? Right? I gotta tell you all the truth. I can't come and lie to you. So that is my issue. Anyway, the GS went on to talk about diversification and national development. Now, the PPP's development model isn't built on handouts. It's built on education, it's built on health, jobs, and ownership. We've seen that with the new schools and the upgraded educational facilities across the country. We've seen that with the newly constructed hospitals, health centers, health huts across the country. We've seen that in terms of job creation, reviving the sugar industry, taking all the taxes that were holding down miners and loggers, ensuring that there's a local content policy so it cuts out some of that oil and gas pie for locals. Contracts for small contractors, which I spoke about earlier. And of course, we see it with ownership. Thousands upon thousands of Guyanese are now homeowners, whether it's a core home, whether it's low income, middle income, high income, remigrant, whatever you want to call it. We've seen how the government is working with the banks to bring down mortgage rates and interest rates and things like that. That, or I should say, those things are what the PPPC development model is built on. Now, there will be new initiatives, as the General Secretary indicated. Now, these will include data centers, digital industries, fuel procurement reform to cut the national loss. The government's aim is to make Guyana a data and logistics hub for the Caribbean. Remember, we don't get earthquakes and tornado and hurricane and all them kind of things. What was this country that had one the other day? I think it's Grenada or something, where we sent soldiers to help rebuild. Now, imagine if Grenada is paying us for some way out in Rupanuni Savannah for 2-3 acres of land that got servers that housing their information safely and securely that they can access over the internet. So if a natural disaster happens in that country, they're quickly able to get back to cricket, as I would say, because information has not been destroyed, systems are still accessible, people's records, you can get them, so you're not scattering and all kind of thing. You understand? So we see a clear vision in how the president and the PPPC intend to move Guyana forward and make us even more viable on the international stage, the regional stage. Why we would want to change that? Why we would leave that for an ass? An ass that just produced beer win, pass win. Madness. Madness. If we didn't take Aubrey, why would we take us? Anyway, I am thinking that Odessa and crew this panel. Anyway, guys, I gotta get out of here. I got some work to go and do. Don't forget tomorrow, the GWI will be commissioning the new Cummins Lodge water treatment plant. That's going to be happening on Saturday at 2 p.m. And this is at the new water treatment plant there in Cummins Lodge. They're asking for persons to be seated by 1:30. His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali will be there for the commissioning ceremony, along with, I guess, other ministers of government, but more so, I'm forgetting that housing, water doesn't fall under housing anymore. So I think this would fall under Minister Indar. Yes, the Ministry of Public the Ministry of Public Utilities and Aviation and GWI, right? So Minister Indar will be there, and the Director General, yeah, Mr. Diarmas will be on base for the commissioning of the new Cummins Lodge water treatment plant. I think Tandai McAllister is there as well. So the other ministers will be there as well. So that's 2 p.m. tomorrow. Cummins Lodge new water treatment plant, His Excellency will be there. They're asking if you're attending, please be seated by 1:30. Right? All right, guys, that's it for me. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll see you guys here on Monday. Again, I'll let you guys know when the break will happen. This mouse, Jesus. But other than that, as I normally say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break.